Hi, I'm Jeff Lowenthal from the law firm of Lowenthal Abrams, and I'm going to talk to you today about how to buy auto insurance in Pennsylvania. You know, most people don't know how to buy auto insurance and properly protect themselves. And I can tell you that the insurance company isn't going to tell you because, believe it or not, they don't really want you to know. They like it when their customer is in the dark because that enables them to maximize their profits, and sometimes it's at your expense. So I'm going to go through a policy of auto insurance in Pennsylvania step by step and show you what coverages to buy and what these coverages and these terms mean. All right, let's go. As you can see, it's not a bad amount of coverage. You see here there is $100,000, $300,000 for liability purposes, which means that any one person injured can receive up to $100,000 and $300,000 for the entire accident, no matter how many people are injured. And this covers the insured in case the insured is at fault. This is known as liability coverage. And you can see the cost is reasonable at $82. Now this is a rural policy, so it may be a little less expensive than one in the city, but it covers the insured in case he or she causes an accident and one or more people are injured. If there would be injuries above those amounts, then the insured would become responsible from his or her own assets. But $100,000, $300,000 is a very substantial amount of insurance. But if you would look right under the word bodily injury, you'll see the term limited tort threshold. And that is one of the most important terms on the policy, and we need to discuss that in full. Limited tort means that the insured, who might be making her own claim in case of an injury, has voluntarily limited herself from her constitutional right to be compensated for injury she sustained in the way of pain and suffering, so that this person cannot recover money compensation unless she sustains a serious physical injury. The courts in Pennsylvania have defined serious injury to be essentially a permanent injury that affects one's ability to perform important duties at one's job and the duties of one's personal life at home. So this insured who bought this policy and spent some good money covering the next person has not protected herself the way she should have. How did that happen? I can tell you the salesperson had told her she didn't need full tort coverage. Just get limited tort and you can save money. The amount of money saved on this policy would have been approximately $100. But if she's injured, even needs surgery, if that surgery is successful and she winds up back at work, able to do her duties, under Pennsylvania law, she would have no recovery for her pain. And don't think that full coverage is the same as full tort. Full coverage means your car is protected with collision coverage, but full tort means that you can sue and be compensated for small, medium, or large injuries without limitation. I've seen people with cases worth $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 or more who have signed away their rights by saving $100 to $200 for limited tort. And why didn't the insurance company want to make those extra $100? Because it's cheap compared with paying you $20,000 to $30,000. And you'd have to drive 100 years without an accident to equal those savings. Now, the law provides 4 exceptions so that even if you selected limited tort, you would have full tort if one of these 4 exceptions apply. The first is that the person who struck you, the tag on his or her vehicle is outside of Pennsylvania. That would give you full tort even if you paid the lesser amount for limited tort. The second exception is if the driver who struck you is DUI, or driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. He or she would have to plead guilty or be convicted in order for that to apply, but it would give you full tort even if you selected limited tort. The third exception is if you are a passenger in a commercial vehicle, such as a rental car or a company car or a cab or a bus. That way, if you were in one of those vehicles, even if you had limited tort, it would be converted to full tort. The fourth exception is if you're a pedestrian or riding a bicycle and struck by a motor vehicle, that also would give you full tort. But these are very rare exceptions, and you should not rely on one of those, but you should purchase full tort yourself to make sure that you have it under all circumstances. Next on the policy is uninsured motorist coverage. This is coverage to protect you if you're struck by a driver without any insurance. In that event, you can collect from your own insurance company with this coverage as if the driver had insurance. You can cover yourself, as in this policy, for as much as you bought to cover someone you hurt. Here, that's $100,000 per person, $300,000 per entire accident, and that's what this insured did. Also, this coverage can be stacked or doubled if you're insuring 2 cars, tripled if you're insuring 3 cars. And stacking is extremely cheap. Always insist on stacking UM. It's like $10 to $20 per year. Get it even if you're insuring only 1 car, because you can stack other cars, uninsured motorists, that you're riding in with your own uninsured motorist. Now the next coverage is underinsured motorist coverage, which is similar to uninsured. This gives you coverage if the driver who hurts you has some insurance, but not enough to cover your injuries. This coverage is also cheap, and it should be stacked as well. But uninsured motorist coverage and underinsured motorist coverage don't mean much if you don't have full tort selection made. Because without full tort, even those coverages would only give you compensation if you had a permanent injury. So it's important for you to know that you must get full tort, uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage stacked in order to have full coverage in your Pennsylvania auto policy. I hope this helps you, and if you need additional help, please feel free to call us. Again, my name is Jeff Lowenthal from the law firm of Lowenthal Abrams. Thank you.